Good evening. Welcome to the 2025 MEAC Basketball Tournament post-game conference. Here with us now is the Spartans of Norfolk State University with head coach Robert Jones and players Chris Fields Jr. and Jalen Myers. We will begin with opening remarks from Coach Jones, followed by questions from the media. Coach Jones.
Once again, at this time of the year, like I just told the guys, is survive in advance. It wasn't the prettiest of games. It was an up and down game. We came out really with really good energy, got up 18, and that's one of our problems we had pretty much all year is that we almost have, for lack of a better word, mercy for people. It's like we get up big and we've got to big a lot, and then the other team will shrink the gap, and then we'll find a way to win at the end. And we gotta stop doing that in this tournament. So, I'm happy with these guys. Like I told them, this is probably the first time all year that I'll be happy with an ugly win. Because you get to play again on Friday. So I'm happy with the ugly win today. Usually I'm not.
No, not at all.
Don't make me sound like a tyrant, though.
Yes, in the back.
Describe Chris and Jalen's play today. I mean, I'm not surprised that they just picked it up like no matter who's not doing it, they take care of it.
I mean, they'll tell you, and I'm sure they will, but we've had conversations because these two guys, it's kind of hard to start them together, right? Because, we try to have a little size with Coel, who's been playing a lot better this year and things like that. So they do play together. Today they didn't play that much together because, when I actually was going to play them together, but then Chris got hurt for a little bit. So, but I think they're the two best 4 men in the league, to be honest with you. And it's kind of, they got to split the minutes. And credit to these two young men, it hasn't been like any ego. We've had if you notice, Jalen started the first half, Chris started the second half. And that's how we kind of just split it and make everything fair for everybody. But both of these guys, I mean, if they were one person combined, they would have had 34 and 8, 35 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hell of a 4-man right there. So we just happen to have 2 of them. So.
Jalen, just your thoughts, or Chris?
Yeah, Chris. Chris come in and do this thing. That's my dog. That's my dog. He gonna do what he got to do. I'm gonna do what I got to do.
That Mississippi talk right there.
All right, missing the floor to Anna.
So Jalen, you really came out the second half and asserted yourself on the offensive end. What really switched? You really were attacking the paint, getting those easy buckets. So what changed during halftime to make you more aggressive in that second half?
Just coming out stronger. Just getting to my spots, reading how defenders playing me, and just attacking for real. That's it.
Any more questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
big advantage points in the paint tonight. You guys really tried to attack inside. The threes weren't falling. Is that kind of what the thought process was in the second half, since the threes didn't fall in the first half?
I think we're not a big three-point make team anyway, but we still score a decent amount of points. And we shoot a really good field goal percentage. I mean, we were coming into the game number 10 in the country in field goal percentage. I'm sure that probably went up a little bit with us shooting 56 today. But even when teams play a zone, they play a zone because they think that we can't shoot, and that's not really the case. We can shoot. We didn't show it today, but we can. But we have a lot of different sets to try to get downhill, and we have a lot of guys who can get paint touches. So even playing zone it still doesn't negate what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to the rim, and I know sometimes the officials said that we're hard to officiate because we're putting a lot of pressure on the rim. So it's going to be different fouls not called and things like that, and we just have to live with it and play with it, but play through it, I should say. But we're trying to attack the paint. We're trying to attack the paint, and whether man or zone, and if we make a 3, we make a 3. So I know it's probably a little different in this day and age where everybody wants to shoot threes, but we score almost 80 points a game, so something is going right. 2 hands with a 3.
Right here in the plaid. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's the mental challenge of playing a first-round game as a big favorite?
Well, I think that I don't know. I mean, we were a big favorite.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
being generous.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're the top seed.
Yeah, top seed, yeah. I mean, I think honestly is and I was just telling somebody this earlier, is that everyone thinks that we have this great advantage playing in Norfolk, but sometimes it works against you too, because everybody you walk around, they're saying, "Hey, Chris, bring it home for the city. Hey, Jalen, bring it home for the city." Like no one else is getting that same kind of attention. And also, I think sometimes that they want to make it to be like so fair. It's like it's similar. We get an unfair advantage that it almost becomes unfair to us. So I think that it's tough. Sometimes playing in Norfolk, and that's just what it is. But I think that no one's a big favorite right now. I don't think. You know, UMES, they've been playing a lot better. They've won 2 out of the last 4 games. I know they had a rough season overall, but they were playing way better. I think they showed that tonight. So credit to Coach Hill with kind of turning that around a little bit towards the end of the season.
Channel 3.
Coach, kind of piggybacking on Ben's question, just, do you have to get a rhythm when it comes to the conference tournament, being on a different court and everything like that, and just kind of, getting into a rhythm in game 1 so you can kind of propel yourselves here?
Yeah, usually the first game is the hardest game. Everyone has nerves. Everyone's scared a little bit. You'll be lying if you say you're not, because hey, you don't have to be terrified, but I think everyone's a little nervous. I think coaches are a little nervous too, because you worked so hard for this point. Like if we were in the SEC and we're 22-10, I mean, if we win the tournament, we win. If we don't, we don't. We still go to the NCAA tournament. But for us being in a 1-bid league, you have to win these 3 days, or people forget about the 22 wins that you had. So there is, some pressure, in this tournament, and usually that first game is the toughest, especially those first 8 minutes. I know I was talking to somebody before the game, and I said the first half was going to be like sketchy, and we were up what? Well, we were up 12, I guess. But it got tight for a second. It got to like 8 or 9 or whatever it might be. So second game usually the nerves calm down a little bit, and then they kind of stir back up, I guess, for the championship. But usually that second game, the nerves are calmed down a little bit.
Right here in the front.
Brian went down early. He came back in. How is he moving forward? Just talk about what he means to you guys in terms of trying to bring this championship back home.
I mean, it means everything. He was a little hobbled, so he couldn't do the normal Brian Moore things, but he still did the normal thing as far as he shot 50%. I think he shoot 55% for the year and stuff like that. So, but I mean, the ankle injury hurt him a little bit, but he was able to persevere and fight for the team, and was able to make a bucket late and things like that, and a couple free throws. So he'll be okay for Friday. He'll be okay for Friday.
I forgot to introduce myself. Scott Williams of ESPN. I'll have the game on Saturday.
I know who you are, man. Where the ring at?
You talked about.
Give me where the ring at?
War. Yeah, rings in the bag. Chris, 2-part question. Chris, how are you feeling? You went down hard there. Was that a knee or a hamstring that you heard? And then 2, how will you handle this day off tomorrow with Twain game on Friday?
All right, well, it's neither. It's really like an area in my butt bone. Like, honestly, I fell on it hard in my game last Thursday on Friday. I've really been battling ever since the game. I wasn't able to finish the game Thursday in Howard. But I've been slowly just getting treatment with it every day and battling as hard as I can to win out every day and try my best to do what I could do.
Fell on his tush. But I think hit a tush bone. But tomorrow, we're gonna have a later practice or walk through, because we don't know who we're gonna play yet. The game that I think it's 6 o'clock game tomorrow for the winner. So we'll have practice about 8 o'clock. And go through some things, do a little scout. Give these guys some rest. Probably go do some cryotherapy, some things like that to try to get our bodies ready to play on Friday, because we know whoever we play is going to be a war. Morgan and Howard, whoever we play is going to be a all-out war on Friday night. So we got to be rested and we got to be healthy.
This will be a last question. Wait for 10.
Your reaction to Blake Harper being named Player of the Year in the conference? Brian Moore.
Yeah, you doing to me like that? I know you. You going to do me like that? I just say Blake Harper's a great person, a great player. He's an absolute great player. He's a great freshman. All those great things. I can't say anything bad about the kid as a player, because he's a good player, man. I know Kenny probably don't want to hear this, but I hope he's not there next year, because I don't want to deal with him again. But I hope he's not there next year. But I know Kenny don't want to hear that, and Kenny's my man, so it's all good. But I do feel like Brian Moore should have got the Player of the Year. I mean, I do think that winning matters. I think that, and once again, Howard had injuries and things like that, but I think a team finishes 7-7 and 12-19 over a player that was on a 21-10 team that finished 11-3. That's kind of hard to justify, in my opinion. And, Blake did a great job. He averaged 19.5, but it's not like Brian averaged 12. He averaged 19 as well. So it's a 0.5 different, and that, I think Blake was 3rd in assists, Brian was 6th in assists. So it's right there. But it's like winning has to matter some way. And maybe, I know with your question, the fans probably want to see now Blake versus Brian on Friday. And, I'm sure Morgan got something to say about that, but that's what they probably want to see. And maybe we'll see it.
Is there any closing remarks?
No, thank you for everybody coming out.
Good night.
Thank you
This
all.
is actually the most people I've seen in here. I mean, what's the why you at? This is actually good. Sometimes it be 3 people. For real, no serious. You know, because I see him, he be 1 to 3. We got Liv in here, we got Ed, you know, we got some big dogs in here.
Good evening. Welcome to the 2025 MEAC Basketball Tournament post-game conference. Here with us now is the Hawks of University of Maryland Eastern Shore with head coach Cleo Hill Jr., with players Keytron Casey Shaw. Did I say that right? Keytron? And Evan Johnson. We will begin opening remarks with Coach Hill, followed by questions from the media.
First, I'd like to congratulate Coach Rob and Norfolk State and his staff and his team. They played a great game. There were some things that we tried to do well that we didn't, and some things we actually did well. But give them credit. Number 1 seed, the home team, they took care of business at home in game 1.
All right, any questions? Right here.
Coach, as you started to turn this around mid-season, games were getting closer, team was playing better, but you said execution down the stretch wasn't what you wanted it to be. But tonight it looked like you guys executed, kept the turnovers to a minimum. How pleased were you with just the game plan being executed?
On the offense, I've been very pleased. I thought there were some things that we did better tonight than we've done all year. I don't think we've had 16 assists all year. We didn't turn the ball over. We had 7 turnovers. I don't have a stat sheet. And we moved the ball. You know, we got guys touches, the ball swing from left to right, got it to the corner, some things we wanted to do. You know, our motion offense did well. So I thought we did some good things. I think execution-wise, defensively is where we faltered. They had 44 points in the paint. We did do a good job on Moore. We wanted to stop him from getting to the free throw line and just getting free and getting a lot of field goal attempts. But they made up for that, for points in the paint with 44. So if there was anything that we faltered on execution-wise, it was baseline rotation and guard rotation.
Coach, was there anything else you saw differently from when you played the Norfolk State in the regular season that y'all wanted to capitalize on?
Yeah, we turned the ball over a lot. We had a lot of live ball turnovers down in Princess Anne. I think down here in Norfolk, the first game, I think that was our first conference game, and they just jumped on us with the start of 2025. So, but I thought the second game in Princess Anne, there were some things, like I said, turnovers, and we kind of let Moore get free. We thought he got down the lane with ease in Princess Anne, and we wanted to stop that. So, and I thought we did a good job on that in the first game.
Evan, your last collegiate game, obviously go out on a bang with 22 points and really kept the Hawks in it when, you know, maybe Norfolk was about to make a run and put things away. Talk about your game and what you saw there.
I feel like I put the team in jeopardy early, getting in foul trouble. I know how to get my team clicking on all cylinders, and to see that we got to a slow start, I feel like that was a minor setback to the game. But as I came back in the game, you know, I left it all out there on the court, played as hard as I could, you know, try to make some history out there for the program. But, yeah, I left it all out there.
Right in the front.
This is for Mr. Shaw. I'm not sure if you know about Keytron or still KC. Yeah, this like, first year for you at UES and D1 level, you had a really big year. Just talk about you know, what it's been like, you know, taking this ride with Coach Hill, where you came from to now, and then just you know, what this year's been like for you?
I'll say it definitely been great. You know, freshman year winning a CIAA championship, second year losing the first round, and third year losing the first round again. But I could definitely say I've matured more and become a better ball player with Coach Hill. You know, he trusted me since day one when I got to Winston, and we just been rocking since. So, you know.
Coach, you're a veteran coach, but this was your first time at the MEAC tournament. What'd you learn from a game like this?
I was excited. After our last game in Del State, my attention just got locked in on the tournament because I haven't even visited the MEAC tournament from being in the CIAA. But I thought they did a great job at the banquet. I thought it was very well put together. I thought it was organized. I thought the student athletes were engaged. So I thought that was great. And today, you know, just looking at the atmosphere, you know, well, it was in Norfolk, the home team, but I thought the atmosphere was great. You know, everything was put together very well. Really pleased with what I saw.
Go ahead.
For everybody, you all put a lot of pressure on Norfolk from 3-point range. That got y'all into the game, especially in that second half. Talk about that, how that really worked out for you.
Yeah, I didn't tell the guys. I didn't tell them. I did tell my coaching staff. Just watching how they play and watching how we play, I thought with 2 minutes to go, if we had hit 10 3-pointers, we would be in the basketball game. And we ended up hitting 11 and I think down 6 with 50 seconds to go. So I thought that was going to be the key. So in our motion offense against man and motion offense against zone, we thought they would pay some attention to Chris, and these two guys would get free along with Perkins and Bailey. So it turned out that we were in the game, just not enough on the defensive end.
Go ahead.
Casey, we know what you can do in terms of scoring, but it seemed like your court vision was really locked in, especially in that fourth quarter. What clicked for you in terms of facilitating, especially the guys like Johnson who are going off here today in terms of your shooting?
Wait, ask it again.
What clicked for you in terms of facilitating the ball here today?
Mainly, like, one thing I said in the timeout was basically just tell my team to have confidence. So I was just going to make my reads and trust my guys, and that's what I've been doing all year. You know, the scouting report is big and heavy on me, so one thing my Coach B, told me is just always trust my guys. So that was a big thing that I always did, was just trust my guys, and told them in the huddle, just have confidence. It don't matter, just shoot it. I believe in you.
This is for Coach Shaw. I asked Coach Shaw, I talked to Shaw about you, but talk about him and his development and what you've seen from him this year. You know, he's kind of like the third option last year, and he's like, clearly one of your big guns this year. And then also, how do you plan to build on this? Obviously, you know how to recruit. You've been able to get talented players who play at a level above, but Princess Anne is in South Beach. How are you, going to be able to build this, looking out and build on this year that you guys have had?
Princess Anne is a great city. This is a great city. Great city. Yes, it is. I think for KC, bringing him to Winston-Salem State as a freshman, we saw athletic ability. I think over his 2 years, I thought he improved offensively. He did a lot of work over the summer. I got to be honest and say I didn't quite see this offense coming. I thought it could get there, but I think during the summer months, and even once we started working out, I thought he was one of the ones that was really a gym rat early on. So credit to him and what he's done over the summer, and credit to him what he's done during the year. We plan on recruiting heavily. And we'll definitely be bouncing back next year.
Evan, you alluded to you got into some foul trouble and you wanted to come back and have a big contribution, especially in that fourth quarter. What were you telling yourself? What were your teammates telling you during those moments that you were getting into foul trouble and that you had to play so much?
First off, my teammates came to me telling me to still stay locked into the game. That's something I've been big on since I got to college, is working on my mental and always staying locked in. And I know that's what my teammates count on me for, is to be mentally locked in. So I didn't allow myself to, when I got in foul trouble, to check out. I knew I still had a job to do. There was still time left on the clock, and I had to come in and showcase my abilities.
Yeah, it means shoot the damn ball. That's what it means. That's what it means.
So how would this experience in this tournament kind of help you for next season in terms of like development, growth, what your team learned from this whole experience?
Yeah, well, personally, I got a chance to really feel the atmosphere of the league, kind of see the tendencies of teams and coaches, what they like to do. A very, very talented league, but more physical than I thought. Between the 3, 4s, and 5, the guys are pretty strong, pretty physical. So that'll change some things, the way I do some recruiting. But all the coaches were super prepared, and all the teams played really, really hard. A lot of good actions, a lot of good philosophies from all the teams. So I was, not surprised, but you don't really get a feel of it until you're in the heat of the moment and watching film. But these two guys, helped me out a lot. Got us out of some jams. just didn't quite have enough to finish a lot of games. Some of that's just newness to the league. All of the players are new to the league, and all of us as coaches were new to the league. So we'll be better for it next year.
Okay. And this is the final question.
For Coach Mr. Shaw, you talk about the experience in playing in the MEAC. Talk about compare playing in the MEAC with playing and coaching in the CIAA. I don't know if it's early to ask that yet, but I'll try that.
You want KC or myself?
Both of
You can. Come on, man.
What was the question again?
Get used to this.
Compare the experience of playing in the CIAA tournament with playing in the MEAC tournament.
I mean, I'll say it was just a lot. I'll say first game from last year was just more fans. I mean, to me, it's kind of the same HBCU type of thing. But yeah, I'll just say more fans for real. But when my freshman year, when we was in the championship, it was kind of the same amount of fans as today. But yeah, it's just basically CI. I feel like it's just based off like your rounds or what time you play. Like when we lost last year, we had like what was it, 10 o'clock game? Yeah, so it wasn't nobody there for real. You feel what I'm saying? But it definitely was a lot of fans out there today, and definitely, mainly it's probably because Norfolk, they're the home team, but there was a lot of great fans there today.
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar. There are a lot of good coaches in this league. There are a lot of good coaches in the CIAA as well. Both teams have a lot of athletes, a lot of guys that can score the basketball. Philosophy-wise, give or take, up-tempo, slow down. Both conferences have quick guards. So it's comparable. I think through the 4 and 5, though, they may be a little bigger in the MEAC through the 4 and 5. Probably a little stronger as well.
All right. Any closing remarks? No?
No.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate y'all, man.